Hello, everybody. Hope you can see me. The street light is well, I'm in the back of my house, and the street light is shining on on the camera, which is a HP Slade 7 tablet. Hope you can see me better. Wearing a wool cap, I'm wearing a jacket, and it's cold outside. Um, this is a request video from Brian for Brian Deebs, and he wants me to talk about the experience I've had with women in my personal life. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna tell you and him about myself. Captain Brandon Horror Lover and Brian Deebs. This video is for you and anybody who's watching. Okay, my name is Richard Miles, and I am originally from Oceanside, California. I live in a small city in Texas called Liberty City, and it's New Year's Eve. Well, it's not you. I'm sorry about that. Well, my experiences with women. I'm gonna go back to the sixth grade. I was friends with this girl. Her name was Amy Parks. Her full name is Amy Rebecca Parks, and I think she's from Canada. She doesn't live here anymore. She used to, I think back in a long time ago, but she doesn't live here anymore. So she moved away. Um, um, she doesn't have when I graduate from high school, I graduated with her from high school, and like she just ignored me and just didn't want to have anything to do with me and didn't care about my presence or anything. But in the sixth grade, she was very well. Amy was very, very pretty. She was beautiful. She had long black hair. Well, I think she was a brunette. She had brown hair, and she could make her ears wiggle because her ears were big. And she liked me because I did impressions of Ren and Stimpy from the show Ren and Stimpy. And me and her used to watch Ren and Stimpy on Nickelodeon. We were kids. Well, in the sixth grade. She liked me and I liked her, and we talked. I hung out with her. I hung out with her, during I hung out with her like during PE, and I got a chance to find her, and I met her mother, and her mother liked me, and she told me how much Amy talked about me, how much she liked me, and all, and I think towards the seventh grade, she kind of turned on me. Her One of her friends told me she doesn't like me anymore, and she started to trick me. She started to set me up. She started to set me up slash tricked me, and it just made me angry. It's made me sad inside because she's doing this because her parents brainwashed her and telling her that she's better than me because she's white and I'm black, and they're just basically just brainwashing her. And I remember when I was a kid. She let me touch her hair. She let me like run her finger, like, but just touch her hair, like, like, like put my hands on her hair, and she had really nice hair though, you know. And I remember when I was a kid, my mother took the hair that I had on my head, and she kind of like, I had short curly hair, and my mother took my hair, and she smoothed it out, and like, with some hair relaxer made me have long straight smooth hair, and I kind of liked it. And all the kids told me, what did you do to your hair? I said, my mom put some hair relaxer on my hair and used a torch to like smooth it out. A lot of the kids, like actually, most of them who were telling me this were all white kids, and they were telling me like what did you do to your hair and all. And back to Amy. In the seventh grade, Amy tricked me. She treated me like dirt. She stabbed me in the back a whole bunch of times. I remember she gave me a card, and I lost it. and she got angry because she thought I didn't care anything about her. Because I was some kid, I didn't care about anything. I wasn't paying attention to anything. I got into a lot of trouble. Um, I didn't want to learn anything, and that's the result of me being the way I am. And also, yeah, she kept stabbing me in the back, and I was an idiot, and I kept going to her, kept going to her, kept going to her, kept going to her, and yeah, until I was like separated from her, and all. Yeah. Also, there was this girl. Her name was Christy Shoots, and Christy likes me. She's from Canada as well, and she liked me, and she wanted me to. She had me like draw pictures of her. Well, actually, she was older than me. She was in the eighth grade, and I was in the seventh grade, so she was older than me. So yeah, plus she was bigger than me too. I was this short little kid, and she was just well, we were both teenagers. Like I was small, and she was huge. She was bigger than me. Right now, like I'm about the same size of her, same size of her. I'm the same size as her right now, same height and all. And yeah, she liked being around me, but she didn't talk much. She she acted like she acted like she was bored. I noticed when I was in Canada, like some of the women there were bored, and she was showing that as well. So I look back on her like, yeah, she's Canadian, and yeah, and I killed the friendship with her by sticking a dirty note in her locker, and she gave the note to the principal, and the principal said she was crying, and she was crying, she was really sad, and my yeah and I got in trouble, and I went to this parent teacher conference meeting. My dad the principal the principal told me, well, told my dad what about the dirty note I stuck in her locker. Then I was in PE. I told this weird old kid, this weird old boy about her. And when I went to class, I was in class. The principal came to the classroom that I was in. Had the weird boy that I talked dirty about Christy, and her name's Christy Shoots, by the way, and I hope I said that. The principal was yeah, the principal had had him, and the other boy had another boy. It was both of them. Both of them were weirdos, because they were from Texas, and you know I think some Texas people are weird. And yeah, the principal pulled me out of class and explained me what I said to one of the boys, and he told me we can't have your dirty mouth here. So basically, that boy tricked me. He set me up. See, he talked dirty to he he pumped me up to talk dirty about her. Then he went behind my back and stabbed me in the back, and I was stabbed in the back by a lot of guys like him. You know, I had a pencil thrown at me, and I had a pencil thrown at me. I was picked on. I was treated like dirt. You know, and I remember I worked at this grocery store in Longview, Texas, called Super One Foods, and I saw Christy there. I think she remembered me. She didn't say nothing to me. She looked at me and just had this smile on her face and said that, yeah, you got what you deserve for what you did to me. Because I had this boss who was treating me like he was an idiot. He was crazy. It was a manager, him, and another manager who was fat and out of shape. And I asked that manager a question about something and said, hey, do you know where this goes? And he said, I don't know. That's the look he had on his face. And I told the crazy manager, the other crazy guy, about it. He told me where stuff was. I think it was like food or something. And yeah, and also also at that grocery store there was a girl who actually was about my age, and she went to the same school as I did. Actually, actually actually the school I went to with Amy and Christy, I was sent to another school because, well, actually I was part of that school, but I was taken to another school called the ABU unit in White Oak. It was called the White Oak Independent School District. It's called the ABU unit, and it was called the ABU unit. It was this classroom full of bad kids, and if you do wrong, you get respect minor this, respect property, respect teacher, respect this. If you get three respect this and that, wherever marks, whatever, you get put in isolation. It's a big isolation. Well, you get put in timeout. But if you go nuts and start hitting the wall, you get put in isolation. I remember one of the kids who was put in isolation. He went nuts and started yelling. He had a temper. He started yelling, started hitting the door, and start cursing. In the isolation room doubled as a dodgeball room where you go and play dodgeball, where you throw foam balls at people. And this place was really strict. It was a joke. It wasn't like a regular school. You sat at a desk, and he had dividers dividing you from the other students. It wasn't like a regular classroom. You just did your work out of folders. And if you got one of the assignments wrong, you have to redo it again. Basically, if you get it wrong, you have to redo it again. If you get it wrong, you have to redo it again. But if you get it right, you don't have to redo it again at all, which is crazy. And I didn't learn anything at that place. That place was a joke. I kind of learned something, well, in college, and and also on YouTube and from Winston Wu as well. And got educated by some people on YouTube and Winston Wu as well. Okay, there was another girl. Her name was Nikki Gray, and she had behavior problems, and she kind of liked me. I didn't have no interest in her either. I did some horrible things to her that I didn't want to talk about that got me in trouble. And also I did some things to Amy Parks, who turned on me and stabbed me in the back, that I didn't want to talk about. It was bad and I didn't want to talk about it. It was based on anger issues, actually. Also, going back to my job at Super One Foods, there was this girl there. Her name was Amanda Walker, and she had a really nice body, really nice body. Like, she was very curvy, and I kind of liked her. I didn't want to. I was so shy. I didn't want to say anything to her. I remember all I did was just gave her candy. That's about it. We just talked, and I was kind of. I just didn't have I didn't have the confidence to go and talk to her and ask her did she have a boyfriend and all. And also there was this girl named her name is Baby J, and she was a DJ from a radio station. I kind of talked to her through an email. I emailed her and I said a lot of things to her, like lovingly things that didn't make any sense. Like, I like you, like we can walk up and down the beach and all. And I told her where I was from. I was from California. And she said, "You're from Cali too." And I remember she sent me an email and she said, my name is Jacqueline, or somewhere her name is, and she said, "I'm engaged to get married and my name is Jacqueline." And I didn't get an email from her at all. And that made me angry. I just lost it. I just went crazy and just ran on a treadmill. And also there was this girl, her name was Lauren her name is Lauren Merrill. Lauren, she was from I worked with her at TJ Maxx in Longview, Texas, and I first met her while I was cleaning as a janitor. She walked up to me and said this to me, "Wow, you're quiet. You're quiet. You don't say anything." Then I started to talk to her, and and it was kind of weird. She liked me, but she just didn't pay me any attention. And sometimes she'll talk back to me. Sometimes she won't because of the job I had. I guess because the job she had, she worked at the jewelry counter like full time, and and she had a brain aneurysm, and overall she was kind of cute. Well, 2 years later, I had the confidence to ask her to be my girlfriend. I walked up to her at the jewelry counter. I said, "Hey, Lauren, I really like you. Hey, do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she shook her head and she said no. And I said, "I really like you." And she said, "I'm very flattered, but I want to stay single." And just after that, we just remained friends. I think the next day after that, I kind of apologized to her because I feel like I forced myself on her. Well, I was kind of like a mangina, like not a mangina, like I was kind of like you know, here in America, you just walking on eggshells with women. I kind of apologized to her, and she said this to me: "Say, you didn't say anything bad to me." I said, I asked you, you want to be my girlfriend? Yes. And you say you don't want to? Yes. And we're friends, and nothing more. And that was it. And see, we just remained friends. And so yeah, and that's my experience with women. Also, I was picked on a lot in school. I was picked on in a job program by two black girls. One black girl asked me a question because I accidentally pulled a fire alarm on accident and dust around this fire alarm. And this girl kept asking me questions all the time. And another girl kept throwing ice cubes at me all the time. And I was picked on a lot in school, and I was picked on, and that drove me to have anger issues. I threw a tape dispenser at a kid who had anger issues, who was mentally ill, and and yeah, and I've been doing a lot of horrible things because of that, because of the people I'm around. The people I'm around are just so fundamentally messed up. Like, you can't question them about like what they did wrong. They want you to just go with what they say to you, and that's it. When they make a mistake or do something weird or stupid, if you question them on something, they don't like it, they will stop you dead in a sentence and want you to just drop it and just move on. And that kind of made me mad, but now it doesn't bother me anymore. So I just blow it off and ignore it, because I had because I got bitten by the happier abroad bug, and I went overseas, and you know I'm a changed person now. I don't know. I'm not gonna waste my time with women here in America or women in Canada for that matter. You know, I think I'm better off. I think women overseas are better for me, but women overseas, they have problems, but they're not as worse as women in the West, like in countries like Canada and the United States. And yeah, so Brian, you got what you wanted. That's my experiences with women. You know, I hope I didn't. Yeah, I went way too far. I went back to the sixth grade. I mean, I don't think a sixth grader, a sixth grade girl is not considered a woman. But that was kind of dumb. But I'm just putting it out there. I'm just telling you about myself. And, yeah, yeah. Also, Brian, I found your comment, stating that you, yeah, you left a comment on my New York sucks video, saying that I agree, and I live near New York City in Nassau County. You know, you know, you know, I think I think those people in New York who are the way they are, I think they got issues. I don't know. You know, I mean, I understand you're busy. You gotta work. You gotta get to work for God's sakes. Like, just have a conversation with somebody. Maybe they inherited that from Britain. I don't know. In Britain, it's considered weird if you talk to someone if you're standing in line and during the queue. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be going to the United Kingdom soon. You know, going back to I'm gonna be going to the United Kingdom. Also I'm going. I'm not just going to the United Kingdom. I'm gonna get on a train. I'm gonna catch a train from the UK to France and go to Paris. So that train ride is gonna be really good. Um, yeah, yeah. I think traveling overseas would be very good for me. I mean, I haven't been to Australia. I really want to go there. And uh, there was this nurse from New Zealand. Her name is Inga. I talked about her in a previous video, and she told me that Australia is a huge country. You will like it there. You know, and I told her that my mom and my sister and my father don't want to go there, and my sister said that, oh, I don't want to go to Australia. I want to go to Australia. It's nothing but kangaroos and shit there. I said, well, there's more than just kangaroos. Like, there's like a lot of stuff there. You know, I'm not gonna be like these Americans and think that people in Australia ride kangaroos and they're like Crocodile Dundee and all this nonsense. You know, and also in Australia, I want to like go to Uluru. That's called Ayers Rock. That's out in the outback, and also want to meet the Australian Aborigines. I want to see what I want to meet one of these people. I mean, I seen them on TV, I seen them on YouTube, but actually, I watched this television show about them. This Aborigine, like he just left this woman like in some water or something. She said, "Help me, get me out of this water." And he said, "I'm not gonna help you. You got to get out of there yourself." And he talked about the dream time. He talked about the land that the Aborigines live on is not their land. The land belongs to the earth. And yeah, that's true. Sort of, yeah, it is. But I believe, like, just like the Native Americans here in North America and South America, like their land was stolen from the Europeans, and the British took the land from the Aborigines and like killed them off. It's kind of sad, like, yeah, a lot of them say that it's not their land, it's the land belongs to the earth. And yeah, I and I will respect that. And a lot of Aborigines like have like health problems, like I think like high blood pressure, diabetes, they have renal failure, stuff like that. Yeah, and they got poor education too. Like, it's really bad. Like, I think these people should be treated better by the Australian government. I think, yeah, like, yeah. I'm telling you, like, countries have problems, but they're not in the extreme as here in America is. Like, here in America, like, we got a minimum wage stuck at $7.25. We don't have no universal health care. Um, um, got low wage jobs, like people out of work. Um, crumbling infrastructure. You got people in Flint, Michigan, have lead in their water. You got people in the South that has feces in their water. Yeah, bad airports. I mean, we got the highest prison population in the world. Like, half of everybody who lives in this country lives in prison. Yeah, half the population who lives in America are in prison. They're incarcerated. Got the highest prison population. We got the military industrial complex where we just put money in the military instead of putting money in the things that we really need at home. And we got a president who's acting like a child, who shut down the government because he's angry because he can't get the wall to be built in the southern border with Mexico. And this guy is just childish, and I believe that he doesn't deserve to be president. I mean, he doesn't have what it takes to be president at all. He's just a child. He's just a grown man. He's just a child stuck in a grown man's body. And this guy's about my mother's age. I mean, I know, well, yeah, my mother's kind of nuts, really, but my mother's like more mature than this guy is. Well, anyway, Brian, I'm sorry you didn't. I know you don't want to hear all that, but about about countries in this country, I'm sorry about that. I mean, but anyway, I just want to get that out there, and yeah, you get to see me barely. Yeah, I'm wearing a wool cap, and wearing a jacket. It's cold outside, and yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like this video, you can like the video. If you want to subscribe. If you want to dislike the video, go ahead and dislike it, and leave a comment if you want. All right, this is Richard Miles, aka New Manchester, saying this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. I hope. Oh yeah, just want to wish you a happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve, and there's some fireworks going off. Still 2018. It's not 2019 yet. Yeah, yeah. This year, 2018, has got to be one of the worst years I ever experienced. 2018, in my opinion, sucks. It's, I mean, 2017 wasn't that bad, but 2018 it sucks to me. Like, I think 2019 is gonna be even worse. So yeah, I'm outside in front of my house. I'm on the street in front of my house. There's lights from other houses as well. I live out in the sticks. So yeah. I just want to. I want to wish Captain Brandon Horror Lover, Brian Deebs, and everybody who subscribed to my channel. I want to wish you all a happy New Year, and I hope 2019 will be a better year for you guys, including myself. All right, later.